Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Thursday afternoon, May 7th. And we're looking at the last 3 days of the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And just like Tuesday and Wednesday, the sellers were incredibly weak, right? Flush out, only to come back yesterday and then flush out again, but not really do anything, right? We stayed in range. Today, we open in balance, above value, have higher value all day. The indices were higher all day. We had one set of single prints. We had a chance for a trend day up, which failed, only to see, after the high of the day, we one time frame down. Now, this ES one time frame down the entire afternoon and went out with a price probe. SPY actually took out G's high by 3 cents. Again, I'm in 5 or 6 tick increments, so it doesn't look like that. But we actually stopped the one-time framing down in H. But for the most part, we one-time frame down all day and go out with a poor low as we take out L's low by 1 tick. So just like the sellers were incredibly weak, the buyers were just as weak today. 72 million. Again, the volume's been in the 70s and 80s all week. So no volume to the downside and no volume to the upside. To me, all this is a balance, right? When you look at the balance, when we look at the charts, I mean, it's a huge balance. It's like 19 days. But if you look at the last 3 days, you'll see all we did was stretch the top of the balance and come back into it. So who won? Nobody really. We're still in balance, weekly, daily, inside month. We're still waiting for more market-generated information. Good day in the room today, all the way around, and you could have made money on both sides of the equation. In fact, I made the majority of my trades on the long side when I think the majority of my room was on the short side in the afternoon, and we all made out. First trade I took today was an A period, when we actually opened up, ran up, and left horrible structure below us. So I took a quick short play that came in. Nice way to start the day. Made money on that. Then I played it from the long side in A, B, and D. Now, did it from the long side in A, got below the open and got above it. Went back up. B period comes down. This was probably an early indication that the buyers weren't as strong as I thought maybe they were. To one time frame down in B period, when the indices were up 1.5% with value higher, probably should have gave me a little heads up. But to me, we were just 4 for 4 wide, in and out of yesterday's range. The market was trying to find what it wanted to do before it went up. I was certainly looking for an afternoon pullback low. Wasn't expecting all this. However, good trades. B came down. As soon as it got back into the day's range, actually, I apologize. I started, when B closed, I thought B would take out A and take out Tuesday's high rather quickly. Now, I didn't buy it right away, came in, but I did start buying it, believe it or not, up here. I bought small around here, and I don't know the exact prices, but I bought small here, I bought small here, bought more about the opening, and then really got long a lot more once B took out A's low and got no acceleration. Was I comfortable with it? I was. I was out. I was certainly out money at the time, but everything at that point except for we were one time framing down, I thought was still in my favor. We had higher value. The indices were going well, and I couldn't imagine we weren't going to go and get this high from the 5th and a poor high for the ES. And then what did we do? We came right back up. It turned out to be a very nice trade. I did the same thing. I didn't do anything in C. It was an inside bar. I did it again in D. When D came in, went below the opening, got back above it, took a long, and got out at C. Now, actually, I take that back. I kept some because when E finally started and came back in, I still had some. And then when we popped the top and took out the day, that's when I got flat. I didn't have a lot left, but that's when I finally flattened out. And it got to what I thought it would do. Now, F period went up, made a new high, came in. I took a small short. Now, I didn't take a short because I thought the market was going to do what it did. Not at all. I just thought once we took out E's high and never really got back to it, that the odds of filling the single print were good. So I held it, and it was small, but I held it in F and G, came down, filled the singles, took them off. Good trade. Now I'm looking for an afternoon pullback low. Now, believe it or not, I got long in I got long in J, and I got long in K, and I made money in each and every one of them because I didn't stay married to them. I came down, got long, it went up, got out of it. Same thing in J, same thing in K. Then I was looking for the big trade. Actually, K was my big trade. Now, you can't see it on here because I'm in 5-tick increments, but at the time when K flushed out, it got right to our value low. And I got decent size. I was looking to buy probably 100 calls. I only took 60, but it went back up. Again, value was where K was, not down here. I got long 60, got above the opening, and boom, turned out to be a good trade. Meanwhile, a lot of my room was shorting from G, H. They were short the whole way. Was that the easier trade? It was. However, again, value's higher. The indices were higher all day. I still thought I like trading value more than I like trading price. And I know most of you know that from watching my videos. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but that's what I'm looking at. So I thought at some point, whether it was I, whether it was J, we would have an afternoon pullback low. Once K started going down, that was it. I knew the afternoon pullback low was probably out the window. I had a nice trade in it, but I thought for sure we would get back to POC. We were 8 wide with 2 time frames to go, with higher value, higher indices. I thought the odds of L, certainly L was right near it, would get to it. I lost more and more faith when Hem opened and we were all the way down here. So again, a weird day, just like yesterday. No conviction by the buyers. Look at this. We're in and out of the open in 4 time frames, and then we rip higher, have single prints, and we stay above the opening for the next 1, 2, 3 hours. And then we go back and forth through the opening the last 3 time frames. Very, very bizarre. And meanwhile, look where we're trading right now. After hours. We're almost up to the POC. So just the way the market wasn't as weak as yesterday, it certainly wasn't as strong today. But all the trades worked out. I didn't do anything in M period. I just watched it. Okay. Destinations for tomorrow. First one on the upside isn't until today's high of 289.78. So believe it or not, right? We don't have no afternoon rally high. We have no 9 wide. We have nothing except the high, which is over $2 away from where we closed. Bizarre price action. And then above that, we have a void up to 292.24 daily high and 294.88 weekly high. For the downside, we have today's low of 287.13, which is a poor low. Then we have 11 wide from yesterday at 286.41. Yesterday's low of 283.78. And then all those other numbers I've given you from the 4th many, many times. So we close at 287.68. What does that mean? It means that 287 level is still just as critical as ever to me. Let's go to the charts. Again, I'll just do the weekly and the daily. Monthly is an inside month, and we're above the trend line for now. 1 day to go in the week. I've been banging on the drum how 287 and 288.52 is important to me. And the reason for that is, well, obviously 287, anybody who's watched my videos knows how I feel about that level being accepted above it, right? Back and forth through it is not acceptance. So at some point you want to get accepted above it, right? We got above it a little bit, boom. Above it, down. Above it, got to it here the first time we ever got to it, down, right? Until we got accepted, did we not get away from, right? Took that long to get away from it. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, a couple of weeks later, we're right back to it. So 287 is the first step that the bulls need to stay over. We're right there. The second step for me is 288.52, which is the weekly high from about 5 weeks ago. It would put us above that triple top and put us in range to get last week's high of 294.88. So those are the two levels that are important to me for the bulls to close above tomorrow. Daily. Whatever you want to call it, 19-day balance, 3-day balance. Well, if it's a 3-day balance, what did we do? We got above yesterday and the previous day's high, stretched the balance, and came back into it. If that's the case, the next destination should be the bottom of the 3-day balance, which is 283.78. Well, that all remains to be seen tomorrow. I still say, if we do go to the bottom of this balance and take out 283.78, if we do take that out, this day is going to become very important to me because there's a lot of reference points in here that there were buyers from May 4th. And if they get taken out, I said this yesterday, and nothing's changed. If they get taken out, we're going to go down to 50 again and test those 2 weekly lows. So the buyers need to do more than just stretch the top of this 3-day balance. They need to get accepted above it and start going for this daily high. Hope you had a great day trading. Have a great night. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org, and I'll speak to you prior to the opening tomorrow.